Today we're going to talk about the biggest topic in the entire world today.
Yep.
We're going to talk about tariffs and specifically how they affect home buyers and home sellers.
Okay, so I'm not going to give you my personal definition, but I'm going to actually read you verbatim the definition of what a tariff actually is. A tariff is a tax or duty imposed by the government on imported or exported goods. The purpose of a tariff is often to regulate trade between countries by making foreign goods more expensive, to encourage domestic production, or to raise government revenue.
Ah! That sounds scary.
Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you what a tariff is doing to the real estate market, and I'm just going to make it very simple to understand.
So if we're going to break this down, let's just take if lumber normally costs $1,000,
Okay.
which it costs a lot more than that. But let's say you're buying $1,000 worth of lumber. Now that lumber will actually cost $1,250 if it's a 25% tariff. And so, like, from an outside perspective, let's say, okay, I just built a house. Our lumber costs $100,000.
Yeah.
$100,000 for lumber. So if that goes up 25%, our cost would be $125,000.
Yes.
And so for a home builder, how that translates, and we all wish home builders would build a home and not want to profit and just sell you the home for whatever the cost was. But they actually break it down in three ways. And you're actually going through a deal right now.
Yeah.
You're selling to a builder. So they want to buy something for $1,000, but they want to make $3,000 when they sell it. So if builders are paying now 25% more, you may actually be paying 75% more because they're going to triple what their costs are to what they're going to sell it to you for.
Yeah.
So, and it's not that a house used to cost $1 million and now it's going to cost $3 million. But the products themselves, the steel and the lumber, all of that stuff costs more, so that will increase the cost of the homes that you're buying, if those are specifically new houses. I think the biggest thing is if you're buying a new construction home, the cost of new construction homes are going to go up.
Yeah.
Right now, what the interweb is saying is that the cost of building a home will go up about $10,000.
Yeah.
Right? So, and it depends on the size of the home and where you live and whatnot. But if the cost of the home goes up by $10,000, usually the builder would pass along that to you by triple. So if they're paying $10,000 more, you're going to pay
$30,000 more.
And that is a lot of money.
So let's talk about what are the main components to building a home. We're talking about lumber, steel, aluminum. These products come from where?
Other countries. Like you're getting them from Canada, from Mexico, from overseas. And because of that, all of the costs that are going into your home, since many of them come overseas, the cost of your home again is going to go up.
The three main countries where we get our products to build are coming from China, Canada, and
Mexico
and Vietnam. It's kind of tied. So as of April 10th, 2025, the U.S. implemented some new tariffs. And the new tariffs on China have actually increased to 125%.
Okay, can we pause there for a second?
125%.
So if something used to cost $1,000, now it costs $2,500. $2,250.
No, 2,500.
We're not mathematicians, but it went up by 125%. And that is so much. And I know this is probably a negotiating tactic, but right now that is exactly what's happening today.
So China is at 125%, Canada is at 25%, Mexico is at 25%.
So this obviously, what we were just talking about, impacts the cost of new construction homes, but it will also affect the cost of homes that are already on the market. So if you're remodeling your house.
Yeah, it's just the supply chain issues.
Right, like if you're remodeling your kitchen and your kitchen used to cost you $25,000 to remodel, and now it costs you 25 or 30% more, you are more than likely going to pass that on to the buyers.
Yeah.
But let's flip this over for a second. So we know that things cost more, right? But if you're buying a home, how do you feel?
If I was a buyer in today's market, one, I'll tell you how other buyers are feeling. Scared, unknown, freaking out about what could happen. But if I was the buyer, I think of it as maybe like a little golden ticket to a discount where you could potentially buy something for some percentages off.
It's a really interesting point because let's shift this to a thought about investors, right?
Sure.
The smartest investors in the world always buy a dip. They don't buy when Apple stock's at all-time high.
Yeah.
They wait, like stock market's down now because of the tariffs. I think you're right. In the grand scheme of things, you should not do what everybody else is doing. For some reason, Warren Buffett is always ahead of all this stuff.
Yeah.
So for months now, he's been liquidating his stocks because he saw this. So he was selling at highs.
Yeah.
Right? And then now the stock market came down and he looks brilliant because now he has got all this cash on hand to buy whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So now let's flip it around to the opposite. So if you are a buyer right now and prices are a little bit low, most people are scared, it's a great buying opportunity.
It is a great buying opportunity.
Because all these tariffs haven't affected home prices yet. but they probably will.
And in the real estate market, okay, give an example. Our listing in Bellevue came on the market a week before this whole tariff thing happened. Multiple offers, went $100,000 over asking. Next week, we put this very similar home, same price, came on the market, no offers, very dry.
So you know what's fascinating about that? So somebody buys a house, two comparable houses. 1 week somebody has to pay 1.8 million, and today you can save maybe $150,000.
Yeah.
That is crazy. So all I'm saying is, like, if you're thinking about buying, it's a really interesting opportunity because you'll get, I'm not talking about like a $5,000 discount in the Seattle market or a $10,000 discount. You might be able to get $100,000 or more discount by buying a home right now. Again, this comes back to fear, right? So 90% of the people out there are scared. They stopped, put their home search on pause. They don't want to buy right now because of the stock market, and they get a massive discount. And you go forward 10 years or 20 years, that person is going to make so much profit. They're going to make an extra $150,000 profit just because they bought when everybody else was scared.
Well, and their payment's going to be lower because typically when this stuff happens, and what's happening right now is the interest rates are also coming down.
Okay, so that's another impact. So besides the cost of goods, the fear, like, how does it actually affect mortgage rates?
They're going down. We were at 7.2 a couple of weeks ago. Now we're at 6.7.
And again, when people get more comfortable again and the fear goes away, the interest rates will probably go back up. So not only will at that point you be paying more for a home, your payment will be more because your interest rate's higher.
But you're going to be comfortable, and some people like that, but that's not how you're going to become financially set. Okay, so going forward, I would recommend to get off the fence.
Is this your crystal ball?
It is.
Okay.
The crystal ball is saying to get off the fence now, because once interest rates get low enough, everybody's going to get off the fence, then everybody's going to get comfortable, then rates are going to go back up, then you're going to overpay.
This is kind of like the opposite of COVID. How many people do we know at COVID? Because everybody was like, I can live wherever I want. I have more money than I ever thought. And everybody bought up at the high. And now if you bought up at the high, you're actually stuck, possibly stuck in your house for a long time. You're underwater on your mortgage.
So I think that's coming. I think right now is
the opposite.
It's the beginning of COVID. When it was very uncertain for those first couple of weeks, that's what it is right now. And those people that bought then got that discount.
Yep. So you're taking a step back. Chris Dalto does this all the time.
Because I'm told to.
Take a step back right now and think about the market being almost at its low.
Yeah.
So if the real estate market is almost at its low, the financial markets are pretty low. So the smart investors are buying up things. They're buying up stocks. They're buying up houses. If it were us, I would consider buying a home right now. We absolutely understand how this time can be really scary. Like, you've got the media running everywhere, people telling you all different stuff. And it can be scary out there.
It can be, but I would also say sometimes it's worth getting out of your comfort zone and get yourself some real estate agents that are going to be very transparent with you and always working in your best interest. That being said, we'd love to be your agents of choice. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.